talent sucks. It seems true that success comes mostly from hard work, but as much as it pains me to say it, it also seems true that innate abilities do play a role in success. And the further up the ladder you go, the more that genes manifest themselves as important factors. Our genes in our past are obviously out of our control. We didn't choose our parents, we didn't choose where and when we were born, and we didn't get to choose what kind of childhood we had. I wasn't born into a hugely musical family. I didn't have the predispositions to make me work hard at the piano as a child, and I was born in a relatively small town where music opportunities were low. From my personal experience, I think that getting good at something is doable through hard work alone. Given, of course, that it's the right kind of hard work and that there's dedication and drive behind it, which isn't a given. What I'm interested in knowing is what separates being good from being great. Is that where it becomes out of our control? I couldn't be a great basketball player. I'm 170 centimeters tall. So no matter how hard I worked, I could have never got into the elite level. I could have learned to shoot well, I could have learned to dribble well, I could have worked really hard on getting my stamina up, but ultimately it wouldn't have mattered because I'm simply not tall enough. I could have gotten good, but never great. Luckily for me, that doesn't interest me, so that's okay. What interests me is music and becoming a great musician. Mozart composed his first sonata at the age of 7. Lily Boulanger, at 21 years old, was the first woman to ever win the Prix de Rome in composition. Sergei Rachmaninoff wrote one of his most famous preludes in C-sharp minor at the age of 19. Clearly, we're not on a level playing field, but that's nothing new. While some people get a head start, the science generally now agrees that hard work, a combination of grit and deliberate practice, usually is more important in the long run for success. For a while, I've been thinking about my progress and if my hard work will lead anywhere. I started playing piano when I was around 6, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until I was about 17, and even then, seriously is a bit of a loose term. It's not until I went to university that I really started practicing diligently for 3+ hours a day. And while that was a huge step up, and I made a lot of progress in those 4 years, I'm 23 now, and still, in the grand scheme of things, I'm very far from where I want to be.
I hit it from the back, I put her head for a couple closer.
Nowadays, with more teenage TikTok millionaires and child prodigies, it's really easy to feel like failures if we haven't achieved anything by the time we're 20. But look at Leonardo da Vinci, for example. By the time he was 30, he only had a couple of works completed to his name. Sure, he'd established his genius, but he barely had anything to show for it. Now with the longest lifespans that humanity's ever been able to enjoy, we have so much more time to achieve our goals. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have urgency. It means that we need to be patient. And we can't feel bad for not having done enough. The talent versus hard work narrative is nothing new. And I think that by now, most people realize that the answer to success is mostly hard work. But there's a huge difference between knowing something and then believing it. I think most of us go through life knowing that hard work is almost always the answer, but then when we're really pushed to it, we actually think that innate abilities, or lack thereof, are what's really holding us back. There's this quote that I love. He is a sorry pilot who lets the waves wring his rudder from his grasp, who leaves the sails to fly loose and abandons the ship to the storm. We can't let what's out of our control determine the kind of life that we're going to live. Where possible, we need to take control. The people that I admire most in life are the people who rose out of dire circumstances through sheer force of will. I have a lot of doubts in my head, and most of them stem from the fact that I don't know if hard work alone will be enough in my quest to become a great musician. So here's my plan with this channel. I want to run an experiment on myself. I will document my journey, share what I learn. I want to prove to myself that I can become a great musician. Hopefully, it inspires you to pursue what it is that you want to pursue. Pick something difficult and useful, like music, and get better at it. Start now. Don't wait. I think talent is bullshit, and I'm here to prove it.